everybody a little bit about your business before we get into, what's working for you.
Sure. So I'm a 28-year veteran of corporate Canada. I live in Toronto, and I decided to leave. I had my entire career in human resources. So coaching, executive coaching, leadership has been my, wheelhouse for a long time. And, like corporate in North America has changed over the last 5 to 10 years. And so towards the, 2018 timeframe, I was starting to think about, what do I want the sort of the last chapter of my career to look like? And I decided I wanted it to be out of corporate. So I started to just really evaluate, what did I love most about my career? And it was coaching and mentoring and leading both men and women to excel in their careers. So I decided to go and do that on my own as an executive leadership coach. I call myself a leadership mindset coach because mindset is where it starts. You're not going to have any success in any business you're in unless you get to manage your mind and get that handled. So we do that, and we do a lot of leadership executive coaching. So yeah, I work just with women, and just women that are wanting to design their life, design their careers, design their businesses the way they want them, not the way society tells them they should be.
Yes. So good. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate to this. Some of you are in the coaching space. So Julie, you've been at this for a couple of years now. What are you finding is working the best for you? And out of all, let's go with this. Why did you choose LinkedIn as your platform to recruit?
I chose LinkedIn because it's basically been my platform. I've been on LinkedIn since it opened, which I'm not even sure what year that was, 2003, maybe two, something like that. Anyway, and so I feel very comfortable on that platform. However, when I was on it for years in corporate, as many of us would know, it was just a resume, right? It was a badge of honor if you had more than 500 connections, but you never actually talked to them. You never actually connected with them. You were more interested in the number, right? At the bottom of your profile or at the top of your profile. But I chose LinkedIn because I knew my person was there. The women that I support in coaching, they're all on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's the strongest search engine we have in the social media space. And having recruitment under my umbrella, my whole career, I understand recruiting and I understand search engine technology. And I chose it because, I was thinking about this morning. Instagram, Facebook, they're all great. I love them. I'm on TikTok. I'm on all the platforms, but they're not designed the way LinkedIn is. LinkedIn is designed to have business to business conversations, B2C, B2B, all the things. And so what I loved about it the most is people want to connect quick. I don't have to do all the, be my friend for 6 months and all that. And not that I don't like doing that over there, but here I get to kind of get to the point quickly. Mm-hmm. And people look at my profile, and thankfully taking your course, it's much better than it was. And they go, oh, okay, she's got some experience in this space. I want to talk to her about this. And we get into quick conversations in the DMs quickly. That's what I love about LinkedIn. There's not the fluff.
Yes. Yes. Well, and that's what we've been telling everybody is like, you can, I think I was saying this earlier before you got on, but you can be consistent on any platform and be successful. It's just the difference in definition of consistency.
Right.
And the consistency on LinkedIn is way less, meaning post a couple times a week, not 3 times a day. But then also the directedness, knowing that you're on the number one B2B platform where people are there to connect and grow and sift for interest and the right fittedness for products and services. So people aren't turned off at within a couple of messages, you getting straight into, are you a good fit for each other for certain products or services, right?
Because it's a business platform. That's what it is, right? Yes, it's considered social media, but it is in my opinion, only business platform out there.
Yes. So good. Okay. So let's talk about results. Yeah, Lane, I've heard that too. It may be banned in the US, which is why winning on Google is always best. So talk to us a little bit about results. How are things going for you?
Great. I mean, the thing that from your well, there's so much. I mean, again, yeah, I was in the boot camp. So what was that, even 6 weeks? I can't even remember. Right.
Yeah. It was drink water from the fire hose.
Yeah. We were drinking from the fire.
Yeah.
So now it's spread over 6 months, which is easier to take, right? You can, what do we say? How to eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Right. But let me pause for just a second, Julie, because this is a great example. Our program was initially 6 weeks long. And the content, although we update new modalities of the platform, the amount of content is very similar. We've just updated some of the stuff. And my point is, if you're on here and you're like, I want to get results in less than 6 months, and I want to go at a rapid pace, we have that for you. If my point is, Julie was able to get through it in 6 weeks and graduate before I realized the large majority of our audience and students needed a larger window of time to be coached and mentored. And we evolved the program to be 6 months instead of 6 weeks. But my point is, you can go steady as steady does it, or we have some clients, especially over the holidays, who invest and they go at rapid pace during their downtime from business over the holidays and come back through the majority of the modules, right? So sorry, Julie, I just wanted
that's okay. No, that's a good point. So the success has been taking what I call my landing page from a resume to an actual business storefront, because remember, I went from a corporate employee to an entrepreneur. So I needed to change that whole landscape, which we did. And then just the checklist, like the thing is gold. I use it still today, Monday to Friday. I call it my power hour. Sometimes it takes me 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes 60. It depends on the momentum I have going on every day. And it's the power of LinkedIn and what Melissa and her team are teaching you. And we get it. We get the landing page beautiful. We get all the things, but the money's in the connections. Right. So what I did was I kind of made my landing page 75% because we were doing it so quickly. I'm like, okay, that's good enough for now. Out it goes, imperfectly perfect. I can continue to tweak it. And I took that checklist of my power hour and I just went nuts connecting with people. And so what happened was half of my client base comes from cold LinkedIn connections. When I mean cold, we didn't know each other. I connected with them, God knows when. They watched me for whatever, 6, some of them said 9 months. Then they got on my Calendly link and booked a call and hired me as their coach. And these are executive women. And that's just because I reached out to them through my power hour. And so it wasn't right away. Some of them were, but half of my revenue in my business comes from my power hours in LinkedIn and reaching out and DMing. And before, like I said, we used to connect. Nobody talked though. Nobody sent a message. Now from Melissa's course, never, whether they connect with me and ask me to invite into their group or their network or vice versa, I never, ever connect without a message and a series of messages. Either I'm instigating it or they are. And it could be a quick, hey, thanks. I'm really happy to be in your network. Thanks for reaching out. Personal touch all the time. And so I get like probably, 80% respond back. Some just connect, just say, yeah, accept my connection, but about 80%. And then you can get into a dialogue.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a powerful platform.
What I love about this, again, Julie, is that, nothing has changed and everything has changed on the platform all at the same time, right? Like the skills and the redundancy of what we coach to over and over and over again, consistently, not with a Herculean effort, but just consistently a little bit every single day. 2.5 years in for Julie is allowing her to scale her coaching business ridiculously. By the way, Julie is a certified coach inside of our program. So, I'm trying to feature the coaches as they come through because I want you guys to understand some people are hesitant about investing in the academy because they're like, well, how much time am I actually going to get with you in this group coaching program? And My response is, you don't want me all the time. I probably don't sell and do a lot of the stuff that you do, right? My method works beautifully for me and for my business, but we have coaches from all different walks of life and business who are crushing it. And you're going to want to get in their ear, and you're going to want their feedback just as much, if not more, than you're going to want from me. When you've got a technical question, you're going to learn quick. You need to ask Jackie. You don't need to ask Melissa, right? Mm-hmm. And so all of that to say, Julie is a phenomenal coach inside of our program. She runs audit workshops where she reviews your profile, and she reviews her social media and gives you real-time feedback. And as you get to know the coaches and their professional background, some of our clients tend to pick and choose based off their alignment and backgrounds who they want to get their feedback from, right?
Yeah. And I think I would agree. Well, I shouldn't speak for all the coaches, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them, like, we go into our expertise, right? So with me, you get free business coaching as well, not just LinkedIn, because they'll ask me questions and I spend time with them, right? Just to say, well, here's what you might want to try, or this kind of thing. So it's not just LinkedIn coaching.
Yes. So good. So good. Mm-hmm. Well, couple of final questions, Julie. What is, let me ask you this. What do you have to say, especially since you're a business coach now, right? What do you have to say to the fence sitters who've maybe never invested in marketing before? And let's talk about that for a second in a minute. Like, what do you say to the folks who are sitting on the fence?
Well, like I always say, and I always have said my entire career, is especially as entrepreneurs, you have to spend money to make money, right? That's just what we do in corporate. You can't not spend money to make money. So what does that mean for you is what you have to decide. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I would, I guess, say from my entrepreneurial journey over the last 2.5 years, coming out of corporate, we invested in ourselves, but the corporation paid for us now, right? Now I am understanding clearly, when I create my budget for my business for the year, which I'm in the process of doing for next year, there is always going to be a dollar figure attached to the investment in me as the brand of the business. I invest in technology, I invest in training, I invest in a whole bunch of things, my team, but you need to invest in yourself. Yes. So what skill set are you needing, and decide where you need to invest that. So if you're sitting on the fence, if you're trying to generate leads, which, hey, there's 4 pillars to business, right? We need to generate leads. We need to nurture the leads. We need to make offer to the leads, and we need to have really good customer service when they become clients. That's it. You have to do that every day, all day long. And so if you need to figure out how to generate more leads, and you want to do that on LinkedIn, there isn't a program that I can see that I have found out there that covers what Melissa and her team cover from a LinkedIn lead generation perspective and more. Like, what gets offered in this program, I have not seen anything close to this. Melissa and her team, what I would say is, you will always get more than what you're paying for.
Aw.
And I'm not just saying that. She didn't pay me to say this or anything. I'm an OG. I've been with her since the beginning. That's probably one of the biggest things you've taught me, because you're ahead of me from an entrepreneurial journey, is the 4th pillar, right? The customer service pillar. And the value we as entrepreneurs need to give to our clients way beyond what they're paying us.
Yes.
So that's what Melissa and her team do.
Oh, well, thank you. Our goal is that this is just the entryway into our umbrella of all types of ways that we can support our clients. Our goal is that by the end of your 6 months, not only do you have ridiculous results in a growing business, now you want to work with us even more. And we can elevate you into our mini mastermind, the Business Basics Accelerator, and then drive crazy results there, and then move you up into the mastermind, because it's actually still a lot less work to give ridiculous customer service and results to your current clients so that they stay with you than to go find new ones. You guys who are here today are the hardest ones to manifest, because we got to go out and bring you into our ethos, right? But if we can just over deliver and over serve once you're in here, you'll want to stay, which I hope that's a common thread that you guys have seen from all of our testimonials. Many of these folks have been around for a while. They continue to reinvest. They're not going anywhere. And that's a question we get a lot is, well, where do I go after the 6 months? Is it all over? I'm like, no, let me just share with you. There's four things that can happen when you're done with your first 6 months. The first is that anyone in our program can renew and stay in our academy for half the price that they paid when they came in. And our price increases, right? So at the end of your 6 months, if you're like, I have loved this, but I want to keep going, you can reinvest at half price, or you can elevate into our mini mastermind, our business basics mastermind, or you can jump right into our full year mastermind. Or we have a number of clients who they get through the first 6 months and they've got so many leads and their business is blowing up. They're like, we need your agency. And that is where they decide to invest, is with account managers on our team who run it for them so they can go grow the hell out of their business now that they've got all these leads, right? So we really see it as a forever home.
Can I say one thing to that? Can I just say one thing to that I want to make sure everybody here knows? So I have other coaches because coaches need coaches, right? And I've been involved in other masterminds and such. And I think it's really important when you're selecting someone to spend your money with and grow with, as Melissa just described, understand their network. Okay. So Melissa has a network like no other. Like I was on a call a couple of weeks ago and I was asking Chris Harder direct questions, right? He was answering, like that's big to me because you want to know, like I just went to a mastermind last week, really great, fun, all the things, but I was the smartest person in the room. And I don't say that to sound like I'm up here. There was not one person in that room was going to help me grow.
Yes.
And I love them. Beautiful people, lovely people, love them. I've been in a coaching program for 2 years with them, but it's time for me to go because you want to be the person in the room that's going like, you're scared to get in there, right? You're scared to go, well, maybe I shouldn't be here because these people are so far ahead and they're going to make you grow. Yes. And that's what you're going to get from Melissa. That's who she brings into her coaching in this program. Right? Not everybody can just be a coach in this program. And I can say that because I referred someone to Melissa who she declined because this person hasn't gone through her programs yet. So she's very picky about who she partners with, which I wanted you all to know because that's going to help you grow. And the people that are in her ecosystem are the top of the top in the entrepreneurial world.